So hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to another Warframe Revisited video here on the channel. Now this is number 18 in the series, penultimate video. If you haven't watched the others, make sure to check those out first. They are all in the same playlist. Now, as well, this is the second part of the Sacrifice quest, so if you haven't seen the first part, make sure to check that one out first before you watch this one. Spoilers lie ahead, and the new war approaches. Now, without further ado, we have gone through 2 Vitruvian entries. We have been pretty much attacked by a sentient Warframe called UMBRA. Now, I say sentient, I don't mean sentient as in that he was made as a sentient. I mean sentient as in he actually has memories. He is capable of basically existing on his own. He doesn't need an operator. So, we've got to go and search for him.
Star Child, are you seeking revenge for its damage to me? Will you destroy this UNBRA Warframe?
No, the codes are in his memory. If I can get close, I'll go in again and try to recover them. He's the key to finding the Lotus. I can feel it.
So as you heard, then you actually heard UMBRA howl out. You can see an awful lot of dead Grineer as well that he's slaughtered on his path. But, as you can see as well, UMBRA's destruction has kind of broken those little laser cutters. So we had to break those to stop them from attacking us pretty much. As well, we have all the rain, obviously, because we're on Ceres, where it is constantly raining. So as you saw there, UMBRA's actually scannable. And because we've got Helios will scan him for us. So we have to stun UMBRA. I can't quite recall how we actually do that. We have to use operator, stun him with a void blast, then we have to use transference on him to get back in his mind.
Your move.
So this is where we're introduced to the game called Comey. You surround enemy stones to capture them, block the enemy from surrounding your own, diagonals are not considered, and if you capture 3 stones, you win the match. So we've just got to try and block him off to capture those stones.
He loves this game. I'll never forget the time I finally beat him. But now I'm thinking he just let me win. Curious.
Ballas did just manage to block us off there, but if we now go in the middle, we can capture all four because we've blocked him off then.
Well played. You served with distinction, old Dax. We commissioned a portrait in your honor, there, on the wall. The sentient battle at Hall. I can't imagine. You were awarded the Lua Cross for valor. You thought you could outplay me? I've had lifetimes to plan my defection. You spied on me, intercepted my communications, but I saw your move long before you took it. And so, we come to the consequences. Will you follow in your father's path? Of course. Father, you all right? Please, do something for him. He will. His children will. You see, these are the stakes of this little game. Each stone I capture will be another, and another, and another.
Yeah, the slight impact one there.
Bloodline.
Were you successful?
I couldn't breathe.
Somehow you are inverting the flow, not from tenor to Warframe.
So,
Warframe
as we saw in the room there, there was obviously there was basically infestation growing on the walls themselves. As well, obviously, Ballas has just sort of threatened the whole of UMBRA, well, the Daxes, which is UMBRA, threatened the whole sort of children and the bloodline and everything. But what you hear there as well is Ballas had lifetimes to plan his defection. So that is obviously talking about the Orokin continuity. So Orokin, they use processor continuity to effectively live forever and constantly transfer their conscious into a new form. Now, the defection that Ballas was talking about is he actually was working with the sentients, trying to help the sentients take down the Orokin Empire, the Warframes, the Tenno, and basically just allow them to win. So, all along, Ballas was never working with the Orokin, he was always working with the sentients. But, I mean, with that, like, he was obviously recording these videos on the Vitruvian, which he ended up sending to Hunhao, who obviously was the leader of the sentients at the time. He was basically like the king of the sentients. Now, he was sending the Vitruvian entries off to Hunhao, but UMBRA intercepted them and was going to basically report Ballas for his defection, which is why Ballas ended up doing this to him, which obviously we're sort of seeing, but we'll see a lot more of it soon. So now if we access the third Vitruvian entry, which we just got from that scene, and the third one is called Warframes. So if we go and access that,
Our hubris shone like a black star. For our technology, our war machines were your kin. How easily you turned them against us. We were forced to hold a means, not outer colonies became gardens.
So from that, what we see there is that the weapons that the Orokin had to use against the sentients were the Warframes.
We cultured the infestation, conceiving of a hybrid, transformed, but only just. The helmet was created, born to yield these new warriors, worthy of battle against you, the great and terrible Hun Hao.
So that's simple enough. Like, they used infestation to create the Warframes, which is kind of what we're seeing. And basically, they took warriors, infected them with a special type of infestation, and that created Warframes.
We took our greatest, volunteers or not, and polluted them with these cultured reagents. They transformed. They became infested.
So they literally took their greatest warriors, whether the warrior wanted to or not, and turned them into a Warframe.
But only just. Their skin blossomed into sword steel. Their organs interlinked with untold resilience. Yet their minds were free of the infested madness. Or so we thought. We set them upon the battlefield. Biodrones under our command.
So under our command, all the Warframes were fitted with transference bolts, which allowed transference energy from the Orokin to control them. But
The Warframes, all of them, failures. Surprise. They turned on us, just as you did. And so we had no choice but to commit them to grave. This is all you know, Hano. But there is a hidden half. A secret that lies within a place forbidden to you and your kind. I speak
so
of
what
the
he's
void.
saying is there's a secret to the Warframes that Hun Hao didn't know about. A secret that was hidden within the void.
Starchild, repairs continue. Allow me to test vestigial precepts for a moment, like caring.
Dear operator, you need to stop this. You could suffer permanent harm from UMBRA's memory. What if you internalize all this?
I feel like he's leading me to the truth about Ballas. Right now, it's all I have to go on.
So now we have to head to Triton on Neptune to go and pursue UMBRA. But whilst we do that, let's talk about that the end of that Vitruvian then. So he was saying about how there was the Warframes were a failure, but there was a secret half hidden within the void that Hun Hao didn't know about. That secret half, as we know as of the second dream, that second half, the secret that Hun Hao didn't know that was hidden amongst the void, was hidden specifically on Lua. Hidden by the Lotus. It was the second dream. It was the operators. Well, I say it was hidden by the Lotus. It was mostly hidden more by Margulis. But that then leads on to, obviously, the actual Tenno, the operators themselves.
Ballas must be tracking UMBRA now. I'm detecting increased sentient presence in the area.
Obviously, to help you with the sentience, you can always use your amp. If you've made a better amp, I advise using it, because obviously they're powerful enough to aid you in the coming battles. If I keep shooting my ricocheting glaives from mine, as you can see, shreds sentience. So as you just saw, UMBRA was fighting all the mimics, but then he's just done a radial howl and he's left. So we've now got to kill the 5 mimics in the area. And obviously we saw the mimics in the previous video. They're this old type of sentient that we saw on Lua, and intriguingly as well, as I said in the previous video, the Lotus herself, or Natar, was actually a sentient mimic all this time. So this kind of tells us a little bit more about her as well. Now we're going to try and find the 5th and final mimic and kill it. We'll just test everything, because who knows what it's disguised as. It's up here somewhere. No, is that it there?
Lockdown ended. Very good. Now, where is that Warframe?
Now it's this next part now that is where having a different amp that you've made is much more useful. Because I tell you now, trying to do this bit with a mote amp is very hard. So you've got to use your Tenno Void energy to destroy Umbra's shields to stun him before you can use transference. Now if you're trying to mow him down with the mote amp, it takes an awful lot and he can deflect it, whereas having your own amp is very, very powerful.
Trouble concentrating, old friend? Look at all your Comey stones I've taken.
This one, a brother. These 3, his children. And on and on. All of these gone to the Jade Light.
So as you can see, it's again gotten more infested.
Do you remember your Shazin? Remember how you'd sing to us? Smiles from Duran?
Smiles from Duran. The most beautiful song from this part of Warframe.
How thoughtful to remind him of his better days. Come now, your move. Only a few stones left. Isa, looks like your father still has his sharp wit. My father understands the game better than anyone.
Yet you couldn't understand why I give my secrets to our enemy. How could I betray my own kind? But you have never had to sacrifice your love for faith. Imagine to live forever with only one memory. Seeing the one you love die.
How evil.
You would have to imagine a lovingly cultured infestation swarms within your blood. Your transformation has begun, reshaping you into a sacred surrogate of the unholy Tenno. A Warframe with but a single But all miracles require sacrifice.
He's going to kill him.
Who's going to what?
Ballas. He's going to kill his son, Isa.
But aren't these memories, Operator?
So I love how you have
Do what has been done.
a slight identity crisis there, where he's like, he's going to kill his son. Now, as well, he was saying about how, imagine if you had to live forever with just the memory of watching the one you love die. So, the reason why Ballas planned this defection, planned himself ending up going off with the sentience instead of helping the Orokin, is because of the Orokin sentencing Margulis to death. He loved Margulis with all his heart, and after they sent her off to the Jade Light, Ballas was not happy with them anymore, so therefore he planned his defection and teamed up with the Sentients to basically destroy the Orokin Empire, and to an extent he did succeed there. So if we extract from this mission now, we have a fourth Vitruvian entry to access. The fourth one being Tenno.
Before the vain faith, our people held dualism as truth. That all things were of two parts, mind and body, consciousness and matter, of our world and the void. It was from there that our answer finally came. Distorted by vague horrors, we kept the Saruman survivors within a secret reservoir. They were the missing half. Transference linked. The Warframe's the body. And they, the mind. I give you now the coordinates and codes to this place. But do not underestimate these devils on how. They did what we could not. We had created monsters we could.
I know what I have to do.
Operator?
I don't need to hear it. I lived it. Prep the landing craft orders. I'm going in. Myself.
I hope that doesn't mean what I think it does.
So we're now going to go and confront Umbra without a Warframe. We're going straight in. Straight to Lure, where we will confront Umbra once and for all.
Operator, please reconsider. You know how dangerous this is. The Sentients will be here in force. This is why you bring a Warframe to these things.
My Warframe is here. I just have to find it.
So the Warframe obviously that we're talking about there is Umbra himself.
Operator, please be careful. He is not in control.
So again, we have to deplete Umbra's shields. So now here we are, the final memory.
You have relived this moment countless times, but our minds are linked now. We'll face this together. This poison he's given you, it has taken your will away. You are a victim as much as your son.
So then, as you see, Ballas takes the final stone.
Sorry, Isa. The time has come.
We are together.
I am honored to be your son.
Ballas did this.
This line now is one of the darkest lines I've ever heard.
I'm not going to kill you, boy. You are.
Father? Father!
So as you saw there, Ballas made UMBRA kill his own son. Made UMBRA kill Isa. Now we're stuck in almost like a Vitruvian memory.
Remember your choice.
I find this part so sad where UMBRA's crying. But here we hear the most beautiful piece of music in Warframe. Smiles from Duran, or as it's otherwise known as well, to take its pain away. And now we hear the final bit of that Vitruvian that we cut off earlier.
We had created monsters we couldn't control. We drugged them, tortured them, eviscerated them. We brutalized their minds, but it did not work. Until they came. And it was not their force of will, not their void devilry, not their alien darkness. It was something else. It was that somehow, from within the derelict-horror, they had learned a way to see inside an ugly, broken thing.
So here we get the option to perform transference number once and for all. And then we get a choice. Sun, wrath. We use this memory, it fuels our wrath. Neutral, acceptance. We accept this memory and move beyond its reach. Or moon, emptiness. We return this memory to the void and find peace in our emptiness. Now obviously, I'm always going to go neutral, so I'm going to go neutral at the acceptance route. But now, we have complete control over Excalibur Umbra, who is automatically at level 30. You have his Skier Jati Nikana, and he is pre-installed with the mods Umbral Intensify, Umbral Fibre, Umbral Vitality, Sacrificial Steel, and Sacrificial Pressure. So, they are like new Umbral mods that we get that grant him like an immunity to sentient damage and stuff like that. And as well, his radial blind ability that you'd normally have from Excalibur here has been upgraded to Radial Howl, which also removes sentient immunities.
Operator, you did it! Your transference signal is clean, synchronized with that Warframe.
Mark a path to extraction. We've got one last mission before this is done.
Marking, but I'm detecting a mass of sentient forces converging on your location. Quickly, you may be able to escape.
No. Let them come.
So another intriguing thing to note about UMBRA as well is if you go into operator form, he is sentient. So if I go into operator form, as you can see, UMBRA will still attack as well. So we don't even need to control him. He will fight for us, which is, it makes him the only Warframe that does that actually, which is quite useful for us. And obviously he has, just like the normal Excalibur, he has an Exalted Blade. The Exalted Umbra Blade is even more powerful. Now obviously mine are modded, but all in all, Umbra is a very powerful Warframe, whose capabilities are not to be underestimated. Same with the Skidjati Nicanosaur as well. There's a lot of enemies there. It would be a shame if we were to just annihilate them all. As I say, very, very powerful frame. So now we return once more to the orbiter.
Operator, we have no idea what Ballas is capable of. Please, reconsider this. Why would you risk it?
Ordis, I'd like to hear her.
Yes. Yes,
Now again you get a choice here of Sun, Neutral and Moon. Sun, the war. Now we fight in two fronts, my child, the war without and the war within, which is quite a good quote. Moon is my child, so beautiful to behold, how do you feel? But I'm going to go for Neutral, Dream. It's one of my favourite quotes in this whole game.
Dream, not of what you are, but of what you want to be.
Operator, there is much to be done. Please consult the navigation console.
So now we have to return to Earth one last time, where we will now go back to Umbra's courtyard, ready to confront Ballas once and for all.
He is waiting for you, but I'm detecting powerful signals emanating from the courtyard. They are calling out for reinforcements across the entire system.
It's a good job we don't need long, is it, Ordis? Me and Umbra are going to do this once and for all.
tried to release you from your torment, but it seems those devils rebuilt you.
What have you done with her? Valis, where is the Lotus?
Has the wolf become a dog? Is this Umbra or some Tenno?
Both.
Then both will burn.
As you saw as I was walking down, there's an awful lot of mimics here. But we can slowly make our way through them, kill them all, to get to Balas. If we use the Exalted Umbra Blade as well, it's going to do an awful lot of damage to kill them. Nope. Okay, so we're done with killing the sentients.
Stop. You think you can defy me? Not even your Tenno devil can. I created you.
See, Umbra hesitates there, but we run him through. So now we have a decision. Son, squirm like the maggot you are. I am just the stone. She is the hand, is how he replies. Moon, the cycle is broken, and he replies, now I know what she sees in you. But I'm gonna go neutral, as per usual. This was inevitable. To which he replies, yes, yes, she has foreseen it.
This was inevitable.
Yes.
So as the sentients arrive, it seems to look like Balas has just died.
Foreseen it.
Where is she? Where is the Lotus?
Where is the Lotus? She's right here.
I am here, Tenno.
What? What have they done to you?
Nothing. This is what I am.
And that is what she is. Natar.
Drifting, gone beyond the bleak star. Mother, I am coming home.
So if we extract now.
I saw her, Mortis.
But it wasn't her, was it?
No. I don't know. But I'm going
So we're going to end the quest with the piece of music, but normally at this point you'd receive an inbox message giving you the Excalibur Umbra Sunder helmet, the Umbra's courtyard scene for Capture, and some animation sets for Excalibur Umbra. Now, another thing to note as well, following the completion of this quest, if you encounter the man in the wall, he will ask you, "Are you feeling better, kiddo?" Then you normally respond with, "I killed him. Isa." Then the man in the wall simply acknowledges your response and vanishes, despite knowing you're not the one that killed Isa. But with that in mind, guys, it's the end of the video, the end of the sacrifice quest. With that in mind, guys, thanks for watching this video. I hope you found it informative, enjoyable, and fun to watch. And I'll see you all in the next one tomorrow.